created by my friend Tracy Hooper. Tracy's a stylist, and we're looking at this page because she does such a great job of making something that's a completely abstract idea and making it become concrete and real for the person reading the page. So this service is hiring Tracy for a day without actually her having to physically be there. So she uses a Voxer, an app called Voxer, which allows you to take pictures and kind of leave walkie-talkie style messages or even video to send these back and forth. And I used this service with Tracy. So I ordered a ton of stuff from a website that I loved and that had a sale on. And I really struggled to know, like, I can look at the pictures and think I like it, but I don't know whether it's going to suit me or not. So I hired her for the day to help me with this, and I would just be trying on the outfits and then take a photograph and send it to her and see what she thought about it. And then by the end of the day, I was getting a feel for what colours and styles and cuts suited me and why that was. So that's a bit of an overview to give you some context of what the product is that we're looking at. So you can imagine that's quite a difficult thing to explain on a page because it's abstract. And often our experience of shopping is to go out there and physically touch the products and be able to try them on. And have like a friend or a mum with us, or even a personal stylist in the room with us giving us their input. So she was trying to take something that is a completely abstract idea and make it as real as possible. So I'm not going to read out the whole page, but what I wanted to do was just draw your attention to the times when she makes this really real. So this is any copy that's very specific, that speaks to a very particular situation that the reader will have found themselves in, and has them kind of nodding along going, yes, like I've either been there or I can vividly picture what that would be like because that's what I want in my future. So there's one section here that says, do you want to feel more confident dressing your body shape so that you can choose to wear clothes that look and feel like you and not just stick to safe, comfortable, but dull outfits? So by pointing out what she suspects the reader is doing right now, that starts you with this like nodding along. Yes, this is me. And that's what this section is for. It's really early at the top of the page. And the idea is that you get them to start saying yes. And then that helps build momentum through the page. They're kind of hooked and engaged because they're agreeing with you from the very beginning. Would you like to develop a signature look for your business or career? That's quite an abstract idea. It's difficult to kind of relate to that. So your customers recognize you and your business as soon as you appear on a screen, in their social media feeds, or in the room. Yes, that's something that people can relate to. So she gives it like the broader description of what we're aiming for, but makes it really realistic and tangible by saying what that would actually mean like in your real life for you and your business. Or maybe you'd like to have the help of a stylist when trying your online purchases and deciding what to keep and what to send back. So it's easy to kind of imagine yourself read, like we added that line because that's exactly what I used before. So that seemed like a really good example because it's such a good use of the time with her. And also you could just save yourself so much money because I would have kept a ton of that stuff that didn't really suit me because I loved it, and I'd be sending her messages saying, oh, but I really like it. And I could see myself that it didn't suit me. And so I needed that like extra person to be strict but kind with me to tell me to send it back. So we've got the section, stop wasting time and headspace. So we tap into the feelings there. So you've tried making these decisions yourself, you end up feeling frustrated, you end up buying things just because you need something. So I think we can all relate to that kind of feeling of desperation. If you've gone out on a shopping mission or you're online shopping for something and you have got to get a dress or a particular outfit, and even though you can't find something that you want, you end up just buying anything because you've just got to get it done, or you're bored and you just, I don't particularly enjoy shopping, so I'll just get tired and fed up of it and just take whatever's there. I also love that she addresses this fear that, is it silly that I need help with this? So here it says, it's only getting dressed. You should be able to do that for yourself. Other people can do this, so why can't you? Like, that's the little naggy voice that's inside our head that tells us like, this is silly. Like, how can you need help with this? But it's reassuring to know that other people think like that too. Stop wasting energy umming and ahhing in front of a wardrobe packed full of clothes, most of which you don't even like definitely relatable. I don't know if we ended up putting it on the sales page, but one of the things we talked about using as a social media post is this idea that you stand in front of the wardrobe, like you stand in front of your wardrobe, you empty, you try on all of these things, you don't like any of them, and then you turn around and you've got this huge stack of clothes on the bed that you still need to put away and you don't even like them, and you've got to put all of this effort into putting them away. So we had really good fun writing the sales page by tapping into everyday scenarios, like the actual, well, hopefully that doesn't happen to you every day, but real life scenarios that her perfect people will have found themselves in. And we didn't use them all on the sales page. Some of them are on the sales page, but some of them we could just save for social media posts, and they'll be really attention getting for the right people. You know, you imagine just having a photograph of this huge stack of clothes on a bed, and I'm sure all of us can relate to that feeling of like, you know, now I've just made a massive mess and I still haven't got an outfit that I like. So then she goes on to describing how this day is going to work. So she gives a lot of information again to make the, you know, an abstract product more real. So it gives reassurance that she doesn't press you to buy lots of new clothes, that she wants to try and make what you've got there work harder. There's a testimonial from me because I did actually use this service. Although I still stick to my jeans and jumper combo, I do have some other colours and even some dresses now after working with Tracy for the day. And then there's just this last section that I really like. We kind of finish off the page with more of these like real life scenarios. Have an expert opinion all day, not just your mum or your friend who always tell you look good, because secretly don't we always worry that there's someone who are asking their opinion of, they just love us so much they're going to say, yeah, you look great, even when it's not true. No more umming and ahhing in front of a mirror wondering what looks good. No more chopping and changing clothes in a rush because you can't decide what looks okay. Then having a mountain of crumpled up garments on your bed that you need to hang back up. So we did use it on the page, and I just love it because it's so vivid and so relatable. No more going out in the same old outfit that you wore yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. No more taking up too much headspace to work this out for yourself. And then we did there's some reassurance around, actually this is price positioning rather than reassurance. So it's price positioning. We're saying what else would you spend this money on? For the same price as just one outfit, you can consult with a professional qualified stylist for a whole day, so you can solve whatever style dilemma is costing you time, money and headspace right now. And so it just helps them relate that to like, this isn't an expense. Your options aren't spend nothing or spend this. Your options are continue to spend money on clothes that don't really suit me because I don't know what I'm looking for, versus invest in this now and then I'll be able to make better decisions in the future. And so I won't waste money on clothes that just sit in the wardrobe and don't get used. And then we carefully spell out all of the different steps that they need to take to complete the purchase, and then we've got the FAQs. But so this is like the standard structure for a sales page. If you're looking for a sales page template, then have a look at this. It's like follows that kind of standard format that I use, which is like a headline overview of what it is that you're offering at the beginning. Tap into the pain they're experiencing right now. Again, this isn't like, you don't tap into the pain so hard that you make them feel really miserable. It's enough pain so that they know that you understand the problem that they're in right now. Some reassurance that you're the right person to help them. The actual products, so what it is that they're paying for. And then some proof. And then promise. So this is what life is like afterwards. This is how it's going to help you. And then this section is called the push, which is just this is what you need to do to make it happen. So that the page is good to have a look at for a kind of general sales page template. This is a good structure to follow. And then also just pay attention to the ways in which Tracy's really specific and gives you kind of relatable real life examples that helps you, just reassures you that she absolutely knows what you're talking about and that you're directly talking to her. Another thing I wanted to add is the only way that that's possible to give those very almost emotive, you know, they tap right into your emotions because it's so real to you that when you read it, you're like, oh yes, that's me. The only way to get that feeling is if you're very clear about who your audience is. If you're trying to speak to too many people and you end up saying, do you experience this or that or the other, the people reading it are only hitting a yes some of the times because you're calling out to multiple people at once. They're going, oh yes, that one's me, but not so much that one and not so much that one. And that then the page lacks the connection and the momentum if you're speaking very specifically to one group of people who have the same problem and who are very familiar with the ways, the symptoms that problem produces, the ways in which that problem manifests itself, it's easier for you to give these statements of like, are you experiencing this, this, and this, or is life like this? And they'll be nodding along all the way through. Yes, yes, yes. And then they're absolutely hooked because everything you've said so far is a yes. And so that top part of the page is a good example of how, because she's focusing on it's a very specific solution for a specific group of people who have a specific need. It's much easier to write a sales page that has a strong hook and that is deeply engaging from the beginning for the right people. Okay, I hope you found that helpful, and totally feel free to borrow the structure of the sales page for your own sales pages.